Well, hello, and welcome to this first episode in what I'm going to call Lifestyle 101. This is going to be a series of short videos to help, I hope, you build your lifestyle, your income, your business, your whatever. Di and I have been involved in this industry for a long time. I've been in it for over 30 years. Diana's been at it for about 22, 23 years, I think. And we've been with our present company for 18 years, August this year. And we've seen some people succeed to astonishingly high levels, and some people succeed to very good levels and are continuing on their journey. And we've seen some people get to a reasonable level and stop, and we've seen some people not get going. So the question is, what makes people tick? What makes people do stuff? What makes people succeed? And this has been a matter of debate between Di and I for many a year, and I suppose between philosophers for centuries. So what I'm going to attempt to do in this series of short videos, and this one's going to be perhaps a little longer than the rest, is share with you the success tips and strategies that Di and I have employed to drive our business, our income and our lifestyle. So why am I doing this? You know, I'm coming up to 67 years of age in November. I beg your pardon, Diana and I, and now David, have an astonishingly passive residual income. There's no need for us to be involved, yet we still are very much engaged with our business. Why? Well, when we first started, of course, our goals and aspirations were entirely different 18 years ago to where they are today. 18 years ago, the goal was to become wealthy. And let me define wealth. Wealth, I don't believe, is an amount of money in the bank. Wealth is an attitude. It is having complete financial control. It is being completely financially independent. It's building a wall around you, way high, way thick, so nothing can get through to you and your family. And we've done that. So why am I still so engaged? Well, now our goals are somewhat different. They're coming from contribution. So the concept behind this short video series is to try and gather up, in the words that I can best use, all the knowledge that we've amassed over the number of years that we've been involved in the industry. It's a tough thing to do, but we're going to do our best. I've been very fortunate that I've had some very good mentors during my working career, not just in the industry that I'm in now, but when I used to be in the textile trade many, many years ago. And they've had an effect upon me. One of the biggest things that I've ever done was to adopt, learn and keep a journal. And that's kind of where we're going to start. Do you know something that Richard Branson and I have in common? We both keep a journal. Richard Branson refers to it as his secret weapon. And this is my secret weapon. It's also my external hard drive. I am of the age, and have been for many years really, when I've been going halfway, you know, I've been going up the stairs, I get halfway and I'm wondering whether I'm going up or whether I'm going down, why am I there in the first place? So a journal has been a great benefit to me, and in it I capture all that's going on, because what I want to do now is, I don't want to live the length of my life just to discover at the end of it that I've lived the length of it. I also want to make sure that I've experienced the full width of it as well. And that's what keeping a journal is about. Capturing from the day, getting from the day. Now, you don't have to write in it every day, but it's a good idea to write something in it fairly frequently. So if you were to look through any of my journals, you're going to find notes and ideas and to-do lists and notes on trainings, and I mean, like now, for example, this last entry I've got here is what I'm going to discuss with you on this clip today. So I want you to get a journal. to actually write it down physically. And why do I say that? Well, I've tried keeping a journal electronically, you know, on my smartphone, on my laptop, and it kind of works. But I found it difficult to actually retrieve data when you really need it quickly. And I read an article, and this is what really clinched it for me. In it, it talked about how the brain works. And when you just put something on a screen, you tend not to remember it as well as when you do when you physically write it down in a book. See, when you write it down, and I don't understand the process, but I just accept the fact that when you write it down, it kind of burns a groove in your brain, and therefore you remember more stuff for longer. And a journal to me has been particularly important to do that. It's been a great problem solver. It's been a great tool for setting goals. It's just a great thing to do. So I want you to start using a journal. Now, what sort of journal? I don't really care. As long as it's a hard-backed book, not loose leaf pages, because they tend to fall out over time and you lose data. Now, this journal now, as you can see, I've very nearly finished it. So after the next page or so, yes, in fact the next 3 pages, I will be indexing this. I shall be going through the book and I'll be numbering it, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the page numbers. And I'll be looking through it and I'll be indexing it. And when I see something really useful, I'll put page 27, some good stuff on building a business or recruitment or whatever the tip is. I'll put it in my index in my book. Then it goes in my library where I have a bunch of these and they become very valuable over time. So first, I need you to decide to do this. And second, I need you to take stock of where you are. Now, goal setting is important, and we'll be talking about that later on. But right now, you need to know exactly where you are. So this is an exercise I'm going to leave you with for a few days before I do my next broadcast. And this is where you will decide your net worth. Now, that might sound a little scary and a bit complicated. It can be scary, but it is not complicated. All you need to do is take a new page in your journal, write a line down the center, and on the left-hand side, head it up as assets. That's basically everything you own. And on the right-hand side, write liabilities. And that's a list of everything that you owe. And you put values against it. And I mean everything. When I first started this, well before I was in my current business, probably 25 years ago maybe, my net worth wasn't very good. I even put my shoes in the asset column to make me look good. The liabilities were a bit horrific. So how you calculate your net worth, you just add up the value of your assets, and then you deduct from that the total sum of your liabilities, and that equals your net worth. Now you know where you are. Start of your journey. Now, some of you may be watching this who have a great picture of net worth. Maybe you should be doing this video and not me. Others, you know, you might be a bit on the negative side, and obviously we need to address that. But getting out of debt, if that's where you are, is not a particularly good goal. Why? Well, I've never come across anybody that's woken up in the morning, leapt out of bed and said, "Oh boy, what a great day, another chance to make some money to pay the lousy bills." It's not empowering. But you need to know where you are so you can work towards becoming financially independent. But on the way, you need to reward yourselves as well. So I'm going to leave it there for now, because I want you to get used to the idea of keeping a journal. I'm not going to give you very long to do this. And I want you to calculate your net worth. And I'll be publishing my next episode in a few days' time. So, I hope you find this to be useful. I hope you find it to be valuable. Please feel free to share this with your team. It's going to be kept on my blog. It's also going to be in our YouTube channel, so you'll be able to access it and refer to it whenever you wish. And also, of course, please promote this to your teams, your friends, your work colleagues, just in case they find it useful as well. So if you wish to subscribe to my blog, there's a button. It's on the right-hand side, your right-hand side of the page, and it says something like subscribe or follow me. It's always going to be free, okay? Just click it, put your details in, and then every time I do one of these things, you'll get an automatic email notification that it's there for you to have a look at. So, if you have been, thank you for watching, and I'll say toodle pip for now. Bye-bye.